Hello artists! So you are going to grab a Sharpie, and I have a thick and a thin black Sharpie, and we're going to do is we're going to add some mark making to the dark areas of the fur on this really cute and awesome husky. So go ahead and grab your black Sharpie and let's get started. So I'm taking my thicker black Sharpie and I'm looking at my reference photo that I have right next to me, and I'm looking at the direction the fur is going in. So it's not all going to be up and down. You can see on the side of the face it's kind of curved off to the side to the left, and on the neck it's more vertical up and down the way that the fur is laying on the husky. And make sure you're doing nice small little strokes, and we're slowly just going to build up and fill in these dark areas. And what's great is that you can use the Sharpie right on top of that watered down chalk that we did in the last lesson. Now I'm using my thinner tip black Sharpie for the fur on the face. And just make sure you're really looking at that reference photo, observing it, and then you are looking at your drawing and seeing where you need to put some of those lines that are close to the same area. Now notice on the kind of eyebrow area on this husky, the fur angle is at a diagonal and it's kind of a swoopy motion, and we want to make sure is that we're mimicking that same stroke. And then it starts to become a little bit more vertical when you go above those swoopy marks. And then you can kind of slowly start filling in the rest of the area. Make sure your mark making is going in all different directions. They could be similar, but we just want to make sure is that they all have unique angles to them, because we don't want it to be just a blanket of black. We want to make sure that there's some interesting depth and overlay and overlap of your mark making as you fill it in. And don't worry about having some areas where you see that gray chalk coming through. We want to have that. We don't want it to be just solid black. So you can see it's really coming into focus, this drawing, when you add that black outline to your drawing. I'm just going into the nose area, and the nostrils are super dark. So I filled the nostrils in completely with black, and then I just used some really light sketchy lines for the top of the nose and just outlining the mouth shape as well. And we don't want to forget about those awesome eyes, so we're going to outline those a little bit, and the pupil and the iris. And just a few little dots around the eye. Just adding a trail of dots above the nose that go up the bridge of the nose, and even a little bit on the colored side, on that bright blue. Now let's go over to the nice brightly colored side of our husky. I'm just going to outline the eye. And again, I'm going to outline the iris and then fill in the pupil. And just continue with these really nice, sketchy, kind of hatching marks for the fur. We want to make sure, like on the black, white, and gray side, we don't want to cover the colors completely with our black Sharpie. We want to see it underneath the strokes. So again, I'm going over the kind of eyebrow area of our husky with those wispy strokes, and along the side of the face, the contour of the face, and outlining the lip and mouth area. That way that's just kind of a template for us, and then we can kind of build it up and keep moving forward and adding more mark making. We just want to make sure we have a variation. We're doing kind of swoopy strokes, we're doing some tighter hatching strokes, and also we can start doing a little bit of almost scribbling in some areas that are very tight and dark. And I'm just going to continue my mark making down the side of the face to the neck area and also on the side of the body. Now let's look over here, over by above the eye area, the eyebrow, and again doing some nice kind of sketchy swoopy strokes, and then filling in this area a little bit at a time. And now on this right side of the ear, just gonna put a few lines in, but also don't feel like you have to outline every single thing. Otherwise, it's gonna kind of have this flat, slightly cartoony look to it. So if you have some areas where the outline is a little broken and it's a lost edge, that's what we call it, so it kind of goes into the background, that's actually okay to have those, and it's a good thing to have lost edges that go into the background and found edges that are sharp and crisp. So we're going to stop there for this lesson. Nice work, you guys.